Welcome to the No Faking Podcast with your host, Jay Rudy. And Mr. Third Strike, he said. I know I got the video on, but y'all know the vibes. And today, man, we got a special guest, man. We got Roseanne in the building. You know, you gotta come closer. If you want to hold the mic. Hey, sure. See all the way back here, like. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi guys, I'm Rose Martin, and I've been knowing these guys for a couple of years, since we were kids.
A long time.
Yeah.
Years.
For all of your life. I remember you was born. Gene, I remember you know.
She about 60, y'all.
Shut up, don't play with me. Okay.
Tell me a little about yourself, like your profession, what you enjoy in your leisure, a little something, so they can get to know who about to be our special guest today.
Okay. I am a guidance counselor at a private school. I love working with young people. Have been for some time now, from church to in schools, and just touching young people's life and helping them, cultivate them and help them get to the levels that they need to or they want to get to. I'm a mommy of two. Family person, I would say. I love my family, and especially my cousins. They're, we ride for each other, and of course you guys, our church family. I absolutely adore you guys, love you guys.
Oh, you should add that little audio though.
Except for Gene, because Gene be aggravating me.
Kind of just put the clips together and post them. I might take over.
No, for real, Gene. I already gave you mine, but. Yeah.
You ain't ask your famous question.
That's good, man. First off, man, before we get into it, how y'all feeling?
I'm vibing. Holidays, we off until the new year. You know what I mean? So this is actually gonna be our last episode to the year. So happy New Year.
Episode 15, man. Last episode before the new year.
Last episode of season 1, for sure.
Okay. Might go on a little break. You
feel? You should feel a little special.
We appreciate y'all
for
rocking with us. So yeah, how you feeling?
I'm good. It's the last day before the new year, or the second to last day before.
Second to last.
Yeah. So I'm grateful.
I can see this after that, but.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely, but yes, Happy New Year. I'm off until the 8th, so I'm excited about that.
Ooh, that's vibing.
Yeah, I'm
because you work with kids.
Yeah, I work at the school, so yeah.
So, question: do you feel like it's easier, since you're a guidance counselor, to guide other people's kids than your own kids?
Absolutely.
Why is that?
Even when I was a behavior specialist, it's just easier to. I feel like my students, I feel like they take what I say as golden. You know what I mean? I feel like they listen and vice versa. And I just feel like with my own kids, they're like, oh, it's whatever.
That's mom.
Exactly. Right. That's mom. She's like not cool. Like my students, they think like I'm the illest. They think I'm the coolest. And then my kids, like, they're like, Mom, stop embarrassing me. But even when I was a behavior specialist, I can, work with other kids who are having behavior issues at school. But when they cutting up, that's a whole different
story.
Yeah, that's a whole different training.
Because when I was a little younger, I used to be like, how are you good at making other, like, not you in particular, but like people that work in that field, like, how are you good at making other people listen and your kids be bad?
Oh, yeah.
Like, you got the tools, you got the equipment, because you're clearly good at what you do, but your kids be acting up. But then when you think about it, it's like, when you're growing up, when you see somebody can be doing the same thing your parents doing, but it's like, my parents lame, like, but you're cool. And they like,
there's that theory that you was raised with somebody, somebody, like, just like the thing in your own town, like, yeah, you don't really show that much respect.
Well, same thing, like, preachers' kids. A lot of people say that, like, preachers' kids usually, they say, they're the worst ones. But
no offense to all my PKs that rock, this is not a shock to y'all.
No, not at all. Okay. No, not at all. But, even police officers. I've heard people say that police officers, their kids are usually the ones that are,
get in trouble the most.
Exactly.
Yeah, I seen this post. It was like, teachers are chilling and vibing, man. Y'all better come get these kids. Like,
come get your kids. They want y'all to get on vacation.
No, but it's the ones that, like, the parents who think that their kids are so wonderful. Like, you don't act like this at home. Now you've seen these 2 weeks, but we've been telling you these last couple of, But we need breaks too. People are always like, why do educators get so much time off? It is a lot. It is a lot.
I feel like they get more time off than when we was in the school.
No, yes, I agree.
Yeah,
now, Broward County is always off they always off.
For any
Yes.
Do you see like a big difference with private school kids and then public school kids?
There is.
They behave different.
I feel like private school kids are a little bit more polished. They have the means to do certain things. I'm not saying that all public school kids don't, but you have to understand with district schools, if you live in that area, if you live in that neighborhood, you have to, like, they can't not take you unless you were expelled from the district. They have to take you. Now they have different things where you can do school of choice and stuff like that. Like charter schools are school of choice, private schools are school of choice. You know what I mean? So it is definitely, I think, a different caliber of, students. But they're young people, though. They're still trying to figure out, they still have peer pressure. They're still trying to figure themselves out. They still go through, the same things. I just think that sometimes the means are different.
Okay.
The access to are different, certain accesses.
I was actually chatting with one of my boys about this a while ago, like how you gonna do your kids? Because he grew up like around straight white kids, because his people's put him in charter schools his whole life, and then he went to predominantly white schools, and he said he would do this. He want to, but it's a mix, because he always felt like he was the token child in that environment. So, do you think it would be a good balance, let's say, to have your kids in chartering or private school growing up, but like, let's say, 8th grade and up, put them in a public school just so they can get that diversity?
I think that's important. I went to private school. My parents had me in private school from kindergarten to pretty much 8th grade. I did go to public school for 2 years, and that was like a culture shock. That was like, wait, what? But I'm grateful for that experience. And the private school, the high school that I went to in Massachusetts, I didn't go to high school. I know I went to South for 3 months, and then I went, moved to Boston, my mom and I. And yes, the school, the high school that I went to is an affluent area. I would say that affluent school, very, a well-to-do neighborhood, well-to-do area. And so, but I'm grateful for those experiences. You know what I mean? And like I tell my students that it's
Did you
important.
experience like racism?
It's crazy. I feel like Northerners are so much more hospitable than people down here, although sometimes we are considered Southern. But it's just people up there a little bit more hospitable. Yes, I kind of did, but I feel like it's down here, it's more prominent. But I think it's important that you are, you're able to get in with all different types. You got to be diverse. I tell my students that all the time. Unfortunately, when you get to the workplace, you're not going to only be around Haitians. You're not only going to be around Black people. You're not only going to be around Caucasian people. You have to be able to be diverse and know how to carry yourself. And I feel like because I went to private school, when I was working at my law firm, I just knew how to carry myself a certain way. You know what I mean? Because I had been around a lot of Caucasian people. So I was diverse. You know what I mean? On how to act and how to, don't get it twisted. I wall out, but I know that there's a place and a time for everything, and I think being in those different environments taught me that.
Yeah, because when we talk, because when me and him talked about the matter, because it's like how you want to bring up your kids. Because one thing one of the pros he says he was around kids. Their parents are judges. Their parents are doctors, lawyers. So he going over their house, his big houses, and he automatically got connects when he grow up. You know what I mean? Versus if you go to a public school your whole life, you got somebody on WIC, you know what I'm saying, food stamps, you know what I'm saying, they ain't nothing they could do for you. And then I'm like, I get that, because I was in public school my whole life, but I also, I don't know what made me different. I'm good at like interacting with a lot of different crowds, and I was able to utilize that when I got to college, and that's when I was able to cultivate all those resources that he was able to cultivate since he was a jitterbug. You know what I mean? So we technically still in the same vicinity as our network and how we could go about it. But he said he was able to get those mentors earlier on, like his friend Pops mentoring him, pretty much like rich dad, poor dad. And that's what he called him. He said my white homeboy, that's my rich dad. You know what I mean? The way and that's who set him on his entrepreneur path. And because I see the benefit in that, but at the same token, it's like You don't want to look at your own kind in disgust. And I feel like that's what can happen if you're just surrounded in that environment for too long.
One thing, yes, and I agree with you because when I was in private school, my dad was a taxi driver. You know what I mean? My mom, yes, was a my mom was a nurse in Haiti, but when she came here, she was working at a linen factory. You know what I mean? And later on became a CNA. But that was tough because it's kind of like my parents were working middle class jobs in a sense. And yes, I was the only child, and my my friends and their parents had, I would say, more affluent positions. But one of the things that I would say that I'm grateful for is that my dad always instilled in me that you be proud of where you come from.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Be proud of where you come from. Look at the sacrifices that I made for you. You know what I mean? Like my dad came here on a boat, and I have never been afraid or embarrassed to say that to people because he literally, my parents still take care of me.
Yeah.
The things that they did in a foreign country because they were immigrants, my parents to this day have made away from me and my kids. So why do I not? So I have to be proud of that. And my dad was adamant about that. Like, I'm sacrificing and I do this for you. Don't never be ashamed of where you came from. As a kid, I was.
Yeah.
I had moments. The man pulling up to school.
Drop me off down the street.
Exactly. But then I had to learn, like, that taxi cab.
That's what funded everything.
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly.
I tell you,
I was
no,
gonna say where you mentioned like their history and stuff, like where that mindset came from for them to put you in private
school.
Yeah, because most of those come down here, they're like, man, you gonna go to regular school, man. You feel me? Like you ain't gonna. They don't have that mindset to put you in private school, so you gotta get further ahead in life.
I don't know if maybe because like I was the only child. I don't know if because
was you bad?
No, don't play with me. Definitely not. Whatever. I don't know if because I was the only child. I don't know if because and I think every parent naturally wants the best for their kids.
They want you to be better than you was.
Did you go to public school first, or is
no? I went to private school. I went to private school. Okay, for pre-K or not pre-K, like preschool. I went to a predominantly black preschool, and then I went to private school, and then I left for 2 years for fourth and fifth, and then I went back to private schools. And I think with my parents, they just wanted the best for me, which I think every parent. I tell my kids, I want you to go off and be better than me. I want you to go off and have way more than me. And I think that was just their mindset. Like, I came to this country in a boat. My dad always told me that, and you got to be better than me. You got to be better than me.
No, that's why I get it. I get it. Like because growing up with Caribbean parents, it's not for the weak. I'm gonna tell you that right now because they mouth reckless. They gonna say whatever they. At one point, you like, at this point, do you even like me? You know what I mean? Like, do you even like me? You know what I mean?
No.
But in actuality, they want the best for you because what they had to go through. Like, bro, middle school. When I tell you, they used to cook me. You know, when I say cook me, one time I got, you know what I mean? Because old boy, he like to drop us off. I try to walk as much as possible. But he tried to drop us, he like to drop me off the first week of school just to get acclimated with it. And then one time, I used to tell him, drop me off on the side of it. Got caught in the taxi. When I tell you that whole year, they made a whole song. I still remember. This is what they were like, welcome to Daggerville. His dad drives a taxi. Da, 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 da. Mind you, like, multiple kids saying this, bro. And I'm just hot. Like, damn, they cooking me, bro. Like, I ain't never get got before, bro. But, I mean, that made me strong, you know what I'm saying? Because, the joke don't fly, you know what I mean? It's just, when you get cooked by multiple people, you just got to
It's tough. No, absolutely. It's tough. And you guys have to understand, my parents spoke broken English. So half the stuff coming back home and having to explain what the teacher said and having to explain what this mean, having to explain what that mean, it wasn't always easy.
Yeah.
It wasn't always easy, but it made me who I am and it made me appreciate the sacrifice. That's why when I, come in contact with students who are from Caribbean background and I get on them more and I'm tough on them the hardest because it's kind of like I know what your parents had to do to get here. You know what I mean? And the sacrifices that they have to do every day to make sure that you have what you have.
Exactly.
And
I was gonna say that's like one question I was gonna ask too. Like, do you think that's the reason that Caribbean parents look at Americans like different, like, cause they had that advantage?
Yes.
That's why they always say, "Yeah, black I made can't."
Yes.
But I can't say that made me, cause if you seen how like I moved going through school, I took the pride so hard. Like every Haitian, my mom would get mad at me. I'd show you pictures, Haitian flag to the toe every year, because you know they used to fight us. Like they used to try to like Haitian flag. They dead. I tried to fade us. My mom, she used to get. I got a whooping for dressing up in my culture because she was afraid of my safety.
No, absolutely.
But I was still doing it. You know what I mean? Because it's like, I know what y'all had to do to get me here, so I'm gonna rep it hard, bro. I'm gonna make sure they know I'm not from here. I'm not y'all. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I ain't saying like it's like racism, but it's like
Prejudice a little bit.
yeah, because most black Caribbean, they don't consider themselves like black American.
Yeah.
And I didn't too. And
Yeah,
and
Oh yeah, you used to go hard. You used to get mad. You used to go hard about that topic.
listen, and I think that, and I didn't kind of want to say that earlier, but my dad was like, I don't want you going to private school. I mean, public school, because I don't want you to around American. You know what I mean? And so that was one of the reasons why I went to private school. I don't want you to be affiliated with that. You know what I mean? And I grew up in the I was born in the 80s, grew up in the early 90s. And when there was beating up Haitians on Haitian black, like I lived through that. I saw it. I never was picked on. For whatever reason, I never was picked on. I never was picked on because I was Haitian. I never had people call me, I don't know if because they thought I was Black American or because they thought maybe I was some other Caribbean, but I never went through that. But I experienced that. And that was big for my family. Like, yeah, absolutely. Like you not coming home with a dread head. You're not coming home with him with gold teeth in your mouth. You American. Like I knew early on that there was a difference between me and a Black American.
They used to do it dirty though.
They did, absolutely. Haitians eat cat, Haitians this, Haitians stink, Haitians dirty. I would never forget, like freshman year, there's this one boy, Haitian boy, and he was getting pummeled by this kid. And I just remember just like he didn't even fight back, and he was just walking, and this kid was just going ham on him, all because he was Haitian. Like literally, that's all it was. And I remember seeing that Haitian kids having to run home because they was getting jumped.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It was crazy though, because I never knew how to, like, where that started from. Like,
I think from what I understood and what I saw, because you guys have to remember the 80s, that's when a lot of Haitians migrated to the U.S., especially South Florida.
Yeah.
And a lot of Haitians began working. You come here, exactly, taking jobs. I feel like a lot of it was unknown.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think it goes back to kind of like not of colorism, but safe hate. You know, self-hate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think that.
Well, you think you better than me because you came from somewhere else.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes. Exactly.
It was like crazy. Like I was kind of mad, not embarrassed, but kind of mad. Cause remember that when that whole boat thing happened, I think it was like a whole Haitians in the boat. It was in the news and everything. Like they had to jump out in the water and stuff. Yeah. I'm like, damn, it's gonna get worse, bro. Cause you know, like they always making jokes about that. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah. It was,
But like,
and the thing that used to be crazy too is like, now it's cool, but back in the days, like even when it's Haitian Day, other cultures want to wear their
they want to wear their flag.
Yeah, it was,
and that's why fighting used to start. They'll disrespect us, you know.
Yeah, because they didn't even know like what Haitians went through.
Exactly.
Yeah, because we had to fight like back in the days.
The thing that got me hot was like y'all hating on us, but realistically, y'all should have been proud because we was the first colony to get our independence, and we came over here, try to help out a little people.
Yeah.
But I don't think their mindset went that far.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't think the mindset went that far to realize, let me embrace these people. It was kind of like, these are foreigners to us. You know what I mean? And so hurt people
No,
because I've been hurt, because I've been oppressed, I've been this, I've been that, because this is something new, a new culture, something we don't understand. Like I had a coworker said, Martin, the first time I seen black rice, I didn't know what the hell that was. I was scared to eat it. I was like, what? Like he never seen like G Jonjo, like he was thrown off like his Martin. I was like, what the hell is this? Again, I'm going to reject the unknown. And anybody who's Haitian know that our rice is fire. You know what I mean?
And so it's funny you say that because on one hand, me going to college is what opened my eyes and made me understand the African American strife. Because I didn't know, because they were talking about slavery and what they went through. They had nothing to do with me.
Yeah.
I couldn't resonate, right? And then, but learning all the history and information, I was like, oh, okay.
But we didn't bash nobody for it.
We did it, right? So now but that made me a little more understanding of why they are the way they are. Because even if, like Haiti, you tell them, oh, I'm coming to America, they think you got all the money in the world. You know what I mean? Oh, send back money, you green for not sending money.
Just pour.
Just for you feel me? And on top of that, because I was the grill master when I was on campus for my frat, right? And then so we we'll bring the chicken, tailgates, we cooking chicken, woody whoop. And then since I'm in charge of the chicken now, AP's gonna be involved. You know what I mean? So you got AP's all on the chicken, throw it on the grill. Somebody walk up, ew, what is that? That's green, I don't want it. The chicken like da. I said, no problem. You ain't gotta eat it. You know what I mean? But as the tailgate go on, you see a lines forming. Like people, oh my God, this ain't gonna lie. Because usually the Qs are known for the best chicken. But we threw a little Haitian in that thing, so they're like, oh, I ain't gonna lie, the Alpha got the Qs beat right now. And then the same people that saying ill talking about they want something. It's like,
yeah, absolutely.
It's like, nah, because if it was foreign, just say it's foreign, but don't be rude about it.
No, absolutely.
I feel like you attack my culture by saying ill to NPC.
Absolutely. Now imagine if a lot of the African American culture, when a lot of Haitians started coming over here and embraced us, you know what I mean? And embraced us. Imagine how far we could have gone. Imagine the things that we could have done in unity. You know what I mean? Work together as a unit than when you're by yourself. But I think because of the way we were treated, so Haitians were naturally like, okay, when you come here, you don't get with these people. You know what I mean? I knew, okay, unfortunately, we're not cool with Black Americans. They don't like us, so we're not gonna like them too.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And I think too, the stigma of what American noir is, the stigma that they had, that they're lazy, you're they're on food stamp, they're on this, and I've had people say to me like Martin, like I had a coworker years ago had to break it down to me. In the Black culture, you were taught to get a job, keep your head down, come to work. Yes, sir. No, sir. And that's it. You weren't taught to go to school. You didn't taught to push yourself. Exactly. When you get here, we're taught to go to school. We're taught to get an education, make a métier, get something in here. My mom always said that, get a job first, get your degree first, and then you get a man. And then you worry about that later. My mom drilled that into my head. You know what I mean? But when you grew up here and you just trying to stay afloat and you stay trying to, live day to day.
Like school, movies and like the government messed that up. Black Americans still have like a lot of kids with food stamps and stuff like that, and they messed up that dynamic because that's what they seen growing up. Yeah, and that's what movies is portraying. So we looking at like, damn, you had the advantage already,
but they really did.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like
so
blind. Everybody's blind.
Exactly. I remember telling my co-worker, I was like, "How do you not make something yourself here?" I was like, "Your grandparents were born here. You were born here. Your mom was born here." Exactly. And so she broke that down. It's like Martin, like. It wasn't like that. You think you're born here, make something of yourself, but just like you said, my grandma was a slave, and it's just like, oh shoot, I can't relate to that.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? You have to fight through prejudice. You have to fight through that, and it's just like you said, Gene. It's like
not knowing about different
cultures. Yeah, you learn.
Make you like, okay, you looking at them like, oh, y'all not doing with yourself, and you looking at each other like, damn, y'all coming over here trying to make it harder for us because they say the nail that sticks out get hammered in, right? And then by learning more about the culture, you understand that a lot of mannerisms and things that are done is passed down. Like one thing I learned back in slavery is like African American parents, they will always downplay their kids. They're like, oh, like you always hear like, oh, your child is a wonderful singer. Nah, he's okay, but the other kids are, because back then, if you got caught sticking out, you're gonna get sold because of your talent and your quality. You know what I mean? So it's always stay under the radar so we stay together. You know what I mean? And then on top of that, when it comes to the assistants, you can't get those assistants without harming the Black family in general. Because, like, let's say if
food stamps, the bar gotta be
you have to put bruh on child support if you want help. Even if bruh is involved in the life. So now it's like you breaking up the family home because it's like, I'm doing everything for this child. Now you put me on child support.
Yeah.
So why?
Even if he ain't living there.
If he's like, so at this point now it's like, why I don't want to see Jit.
Yeah.
Jit blowing my pockets, and why I'm gonna help him if they're already taking money from me? You know what I'm saying? So that breaks up the home, and it's all strategic. It's all planned.
No, I agree 100%. But I think knowledge is power. When you begin to realize that, exactly.
And that's why like now, you know what I'm saying, I embrace their culture to a certain extent, you know what I'm saying. I'm still not eating slave food, I mean soul food, depending on what it is. Like chitlins.
Grits.
Grits is grits. I'm not eating grits.
Grits is fire. What you mean?
I'm not eating chitlins.
Okay, yeah.
I'm not eating pig's feet. I'm not eating y'all boys got it, the chicken toe. I can't brush the chicken with the nails.
I eat chicken.
Wait, Haitians eat chicken too.
Chicken's fire, bro.
I eat chicken.
We cut the nails.
I be seeing, bro. I remember this one messed my head up. I went into the corner store as legit. I seen pickles pig feet. I said, bro, what? Bro, at the corner store, bro? No, y'all got it, bro. I couldn't do it. All right, so to move on to the lighter subject, since we are in the midst of holidays and all that, you know, we all Christian here. So it's kind of a two-parter. One, are you going to let your kids like indulge in the festivities like Christmas and all that? And two, how would you go about? Because me personally, there ain't no fat white man giving you gifts. That's my hard-earned money. You know what I mean? Okay. So, are you gonna let your kids believe in Santa Claus, or since you do have kids, how did you go about that in like that season? Like, oh, there's a fact, because you don't want to. Because some people say let them find out a little bit.
Kids know Santa Claus ain't real?
Yeah, they know. So Nate found out this year that Santa Claus wasn't real because he was like, "Mommy, please, just tell me, is Santa Claus real?" And I was just like, "Okay, Nate, no." But it was always a battle in our house because then it was the same thing. I'm not working hard to spend all this money for this, white man to take all her pictures. So they're just kids, and I feel like I believed in Santa growing up until I asked for a makeup set, and I put a note for him on the window. And when I woke up the next day, my makeup set was not there. I was hot, and I was like, "You know what? Nah, man, this is not true." But I was okay with my kids, believing in Santa. My husband was like, "Absolutely not. Nobody's taking credit for all this money that I spent on them." But this year, Nate was like, "Mom, come on, like Santa's not real." And I was like, "Okay, yes, you're right. Santa's not real." A lot of people feel strongly like, Santa and Christmas or the Christmas tree is a pagan holiday and da-da-da-da-da. And I just feel like, listen, I don't have any conviction about in myself or within myself to have a Christmas tree. You know what I mean? If my kids want to believe in Santa, they want to believe in Santa, they're kids. And I feel like sometimes we don't let our kids be kids. Yeah. Let kids be kids. That's it. You know what I mean? When they start to begin to, ask questions and you want to let them know, okay, this is not true. This is not true. Like, we don't celebrate Halloween, but I have let my kids dressed up and done trick or treat at my house. And I'm at school, and I just feel like, growing up, that's something I wanted to do, but in Haitian, we don't celebrate my job. We don't do that. But
if I'm being real, as chicks, what we used to do is, because I know I celebrate it, so we'll do it. I'm going to the park to play football, and I really do. But I would take the long way home and like switch my clothes. Oh, trick or treat, and my shirt just got like this. You know what I mean? Just going from door to door, acting like, oh, what are you dressed as? A street football player.
But how you feel like that affect them if you like tell them not to celebrate those? Kind of gonna tell them just not to celebrate.
Okay, so now like this year we didn't do trick or treat. This year we didn't, and I let my kids do it because I feel like kids do things in secrecy, but I feel like with our parents, they didn't explain it.
Yeah,
they just told us no.
I think that's what it is.
And that was it. And by job, that was it. And I feel like had they took the time to explain to us and teach us and educate us properly, we would have understand. People are always going to want what they can't have.
Exactly.
My kids have that experience. So they're not going to, I got dressed up before. Now that we can't do it anymore, okay, I didn't lose anything. I didn't miss anything. They don't have to do it behind my back. Yeah. Because they experienced it.
That's real.
You know what I mean? We put up a Christmas tree this year. They wanted to. I was like, okay, no problem. They wanted to be part of the festivities. I have no problem with it. I just think that just because you don't do it in your household, that's your household.
That's your conviction.
Exactly. The Holy Spirit convicted you, let the Holy Spirit convict you. It didn't convict me in my household, we're good. God knows our heart. God knows that, and I have to be more intentional about teaching my kids about Jesus is the reason for the season. You know what I mean? Letting them know that, this is not the day that he was really born, but this is a day that people selected. Like, people are like, oh my gosh, he wasn't born that day.
Yeah.
And it's just like, bro, we just selected a day
Right.
for us to acknowledge him. Like, people just be too woke for me. Like, come on, like, you doing too much.
For sure.
You know what I mean? But I want to definitely push that it's about the giving, not only, the receiving, and just realizing that, Jesus came and he died for us, and this is the day that we're born, and we want to celebrate. And I think I'm going to push that agenda more. So I'm being more conscious about it next year.
Because I know with me, because I know I'll be straightforward a lot, right? So, and I've had conversations with people that's like, Robin, because I don't want them to get a phone call. Yeah, Mr. Third Strike, your child is going around telling everybody Santa's not real.
Why you said this?
They gonna call you Mr. Third Strike? Hey, they gonna call me when I tell them to call me, man.
Yeah, okay.
They gonna call me when I tell them. Yeah, Mr. Third Strike. Yeah, so they out here. He's just all the kids are crying. Saying Santa's not real, and it's your child's the culprit. Can we? But you know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be a balance, because even now, as an adult, I don't celebrate these pagan holidays, but I do enjoy the time that I spend with family, right? So, and if you want to show somebody your appreciation in that time frame, go ahead and do that. You know what I mean? But just make sure your heart and your conviction you're not going against that, because even Scripture says, if you believe it to be wrong and you do it, you have sinned, right? And you can find that in Romans, because Romans is all about not. Everybody have their own convictions, right? So the same way Samson wasn't able to drink. If I'm Samson free and I drink, that'll make me a sinner, because that restriction wasn't placed upon my life by God.
Absolutely.
Because everybody have their own walk.
Absolutely.
Right? So you have to move based off of that, and then after that, bro, you just have fun. Like if you know what I'm saying, the person you with, I want to put a tree. Like I know this, I know it's not no fat white man, but I enjoy putting up trees. I enjoy decorating. Do that.
No, absolutely.
Don't try to conform.
Like today, I was.
No, he had something to say. I know he had. No, I want to see what he had to say. He took. You know, he might take a deep breath.
No, I was gonna say like our mom, she love her tree.
Oh yeah, she love her tree. She love her tree. You can't take and that's a God-fearing woman, but you're not taking that tree from her. You is not taking that tree from
And then
her.
her sister, my other aunt, was like, Nate went to my other aunt's house. It's like, you don't have a tree? And she was like, no, I don't believe in that. I don't want to do that. And we're all Christians.
Yeah.
We all go to the same church. You know what I mean?
She's an old pastor wife, but you're not playing with. And look, her husband, the pastor. I can't take that tree from her, brother. The tree gotta go up. You know what I mean?
Even before I was getting ready to come here, and I was just, my mind processing and just thinking about a lot of things, and I was thinking about something. One of the things that the Holy Spirit put in my heart is, remember that religion doesn't save us.
It's the relationship.
Exactly.
And a lot of people lose themselves. And that's why a lot of people lose their relationship with Christ, is because people push religion down their throat so hard, and it seems impossible to fulfill. It's like, why do I try?
Exactly.
Because you can be top tier with your religion and not have a relationship with Christ.
Absolutely.
I know that sounds ridiculous, but that's how the Pharisees was.
Absolutely. My spiritual mother years ago said to me that you don't want to be so spiritual that you know earthly good.
Yeah.
You don't want to be so up here, so spiritual that you can't even relate to the people that are down here.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Because
that's true.
if you watch Jesus walk, and that's why people say, what would Jesus do? When they say that, they don't know Jesus. You know what I mean? Because you say, what would Jesus do? And then you do the complete opposite of what he'll do, right? Like when your examples explain the opposite of what he'll do. You walking and acting like you're better than other people, Jesus wouldn't do that.
No, absolutely.
He actually will walk with them, he'll walk amongst them, not with them, to show what the presence of the Lord is like. You know what I mean? And just by being around that, it makes it you're gonna be convicted to, I can't just do anything around this type of person. And once you stick with that, people are gonna see that. Like even something as simple as anybody that's really in my life, like that's close enough, they know I don't curse, right? And I never say, "Hey, yo, don't curse around me." I don't come to you and say, "Oh, da da da," because that's you. I'm not gonna put my conviction on you, right? That's something else puts upon me. But after a while of getting close to me, I'll catch people censoring themselves around me because they don't feel right. You know what I mean? And I'm like, bro, you straight, bro. Like, mind you, like these, I'm talking about people that we used to run the streets with. You know what I mean? Them boys really on that. but they'll censor themselves sometimes around me just because like, oh, y'all boy church and y'all know Martin will be cussing.
See, like ironically, I had a conversation with someone this morning, and she was saying that if she has a friend that is indulging or living a certain lifestyle or whatever, she's gonna let them know any chance she get that, you know, hey, that's not okay, that's not okay. And it's just like, who am I? And but she said that her thing was, well, what if you go, what if, you know, you go to God, or what if you die, you go to God? He said, well, you didn't hold this person accountable. So what do you say to people who say, well, Mark, you let this person cuss?
I could break it down. I could break it down in a great manner into something that I've seen and something that I experienced. Right. You only have to let somebody know the standard once.
That's what I said.
Right. You only have to let the person know the standard once, because let's say every time I see you, I tell you about something. The only thing that's gonna change is me seeing it.
Yeah, sometimes they probably will start hanging out with you, like, because
they're gonna stop. They're gonna stop.
The same
But it's like, but vice versa. If I set the precedence once, and then I embody that around me, you're just not gonna want to do it.
Yeah, it's the action too.
It's the action. Eventually, and that's why I tell. Granted, I'm not a parent, so I don't dive deep into it. But most parents, you need to teach them by your action.
No, absolutely.
Because if I say don't do this, like if I'm gonna keep using cussing because I don't cuss. If I say don't cuss, and in the same breath I cussed,
I'm like, don't effing cuss.
Yeah.
oh, I'm confused. I'm confused.
No, and that happens in my house.
Kids will call you not
Absolutely. Absolutely. I tell Nate not to cuss all the time. Nate always use the word ass. That's his favorite word. Well, I use the word ass. So how can I tell him not to use it and me myself that use? No, absolutely. I agree. But I said the same thing. I was like, you just have to tell that person one time. And I'm just going to know that through whatever it is that you're doing, I'm still going to love you.
Yeah, you got to tell them one time, and then you have to show that you're not doing it.
And then on top of that, another teaching that I got from learning about Jesus, you can't give out unsolicited information or unsolicited advice because it's not going to be received. Right? Jesus didn't walk with the thieves, the prostitutes, and say stop being a prostitute. He just embodied who God was, and it was like, what is it about this guy? Like, let me change my ways so I can really embrace him.
I learned years ago that the Holy Spirit is a gentleman. He's an absolute gentleman. I'm not going to force myself onto you.
Exactly.
I'm not going to, if you receive me with your open heart, and then I'll come in and I'll make the change. But it's not my, that's not my job to, you do this, you do that. That's not okay. That's not, and I don't move like that. You know what I mean? And I think that is absolutely true.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I got to call you to change too, because I can't change somebody.
No, exactly. I don't have the strength.
Yeah.
And I use that method in all facets of my life. Like even when I'm in, because I was talking to this one dime, right? And why you smile so hard? Cause I'm so with you. I was talking to this dime, and then I was pretty much saying like, oh, how do you go about if somebody do something that you don't like? Da 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 da. I said realistically, I'm only gonna address it one time, right? And then from there, every interaction, I just take my notes. You know what I mean? Because I'm not gonna make you conform to be the type of dom that I want. You need to be the type of dom that I want. I can give you the guidelines just one time, but I'm not going to force you into a mode, because all that means is later down the line, you could fit that mode right now, but later down the line, you're going to revert back to who you are in a factory setting.
Absolutely.
Because you're going to play, because women good at playing roles. So you're going to play that mold, you're going to fit that mold until you get the ring, and then now you revert back to who you really were, and then now I'm distraught.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Men play a role too.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, okay.
For sure.
On a deeper note, right? Like, based on like your circumstance, like, losing like 4 people that's close to you. What's like your relationship with God? Or because I know a lot of people that'll go through that. They'll be like, God, like.
I knew you were gonna ask me this too. It's like I just let me tell you right now. I'm at a place in my life where I'm like a ship without a sail. And I'm just out here. I'm just out here. It's like this whole. I grieved my parents, and in the beginning, with everything that has happened, I was like, oh, I've been through this before. This is nothing new, and it's a completely different walk. Once you've kind of grieved and you've went through that, and to have to put yourself back in that, not put yourself back, but you're going back through that again, it's not easy. I am at a place right now where I know it's the prayers of family members, it's the prayers of people who are near me that's keeping me, literally. Praying for myself is not easy. Yeah. Praying is not, I have lost my faith. I'm just trying to figure it out. I'm literally just trying to figure out my life. And every day I'm like, okay, God, I'm here. Let's get it. What do I need to, I got 2 people looking at me, counting on me to get up and make it happen every day. But it's tough. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's tough. Some days I got it. I'm strong, and some days I don't.
You think it affect your relationship with people too, like getting closer with people?
It does. I think so. I'm a natural precaution. I'm a very precautious person. I watch everybody. I love to people watch. I like to sit back and watch people and watch how they move. I don't trust people. But it's tough. I've known my husband. We were together for 13 years, married for 10. This month would have been 11 years. And it's tough. Trying to get get out there and trying to figure out people's intentions. Even when my mom passed away and people were coming around, what's your intention?
Yeah, because sometimes, me personally, sometimes it feels like you just coming around just to get more information.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Like and stuff like that. It's like no, I appreciate you coming to check on me, but don't turn it into an investigation.
Oh yeah.
Like if you're gonna be here for me, be here for me.
Oh, absolutely. And I have been able to depict those people who just want to know what's going on. Because the ones who want to know what's going on, I don't hear from them. There's so many people in the beginning, they were calling, checking on me, how's this? And I just know that they just wanted to find out information. And it's the ones that are still here. You know what I mean? Through it all, through everything. Yeah. And the ones that I appreciate is the one that let me grieve, let me get it out. Let me get my
thing too. Like I don't know, cause like with people, I be thinking like how I feel, and with people call it all the time to check is like sometimes I don't know how to do that. Like I feel like that's kind of weird to me. I feel like sometimes you need to give people like space.
And I appreciate the space. I'm a texter. Text me. You cross my mind. Praying for you. You good. You need anything. The kids are good. I appreciate that. And I definitely am receptive of it. You know what I mean? But sometimes it can be a lot. Especially with my family. It's like, bruh, just... You don't know what my state of mind is. You calling me, but you don't know. I just could have just had a breakdown, and I'm trying to get myself together. You know what I mean? Something could have triggered me, and you don't know what state of mind I'm in. So I may not want to speak at that moment, but just give me a little bit of time to collect myself. You know what I mean? Like the last person, like my mom passed away 15 years ago. 15 years ago, and now it's just like I've been hit again, and I'm trying to process all of it. I'm going through the why me, why I gotta keep going through this. Like it's a lot of emotions and people just don't understand. And unless you experienced grief and went through it, you're not gonna understand. I had some people say some off the chain stuff to me these last couple
That's
weeks.
why I was gonna say some people are selfish like that too.
Oh, yeah.
If you don't answer their phone call, like
if I don't answer their phone call,
process I don't have to answer my phone call all the time.
And that's what get me mad. Because sometimes when people are checking up on person, it's just like I feel like sometimes you just want to be seen, and it's like, are you really checking up on me? You want to be seen? Because me, the type of person I am, if you're going through something, I'm gonna shoot you a text, and you don't even need to respond.
Yeah, I'm that every time.
And I appreciate that. And sometimes I feel like I have to heart it.
Yeah.
Just to heart it, or just and I have a friend of mine who will send me like a flower emoji, a heart emoji. No words, and that just let me know like you thinking about me, or she'll just say I'm thinking about you.
Yeah.
And I've had people say you don't even need to reply. Like I appreciate that, but people they just get so caught up in their feelings that it's not about you. Exactly, it's not about you. It's about what I'm going through. You don't know what my mental is. You don't know what I'm trying to make sure my kids are okay. I'm trying to make sure that I'm okay. It's a lot going on. It is a lot going on, but if you've never had grief or have experienced it. Just if you don't know what to say, just say that. I don't know what to say. And I have people say that to me and I appreciate it instead of saying the wrong thing.
I don't know what to say, but I'm keeping in my prayers.
I'm good and bad at it. And the reason I say that is because I'm an ear. I can sit there and listen to you. But try to there's no room for me to speak because there ain't nothing I can say that could change what happened.
Yeah.
All I could do is say, let you know if you truly need somebody to vent to, talk to here, I'm here.
Yeah.
But you don't need to.
Exactly.
You got to do what you need to do to make you function. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Not even to make you good, because you probably never be good, but function.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I be studying the generic stuff. Like, if you need me, I'm here.
Yeah.
Whatever you need.
But if you want to say that, be
Ask me for stuff I can't
exactly.
provide.
I don't say that. That's what I'm saying. If you need anything, I don't say that no more. Because I'm I got it.
No, exactly.
I'm bad at it.
I read somewhere where it said that that is the hardest question. And so when people say, do you need something or do you need anything, let me know. People don't understand how hard that question is.
It is.
Because I don't know what you are, how are you are financially. I don't know what your capability of. So this is something else that's on my plate that I have to find for you to do.
Yeah, so
You know what I mean? Like, I have a childhood friend of mine one day literally was like, I'm bringing you some groceries this week. I'll let you know when I'm on my way. And I was like, okay, thank you so much. Hung up the phone. I'll be dang. I think that Thursday or Friday, she was like, I'm on my way. I got some groceries in the car. And she has kids too. And just brought, shout out to Ange, I love you. But she just brought things, macaroni and cheese, juice. She was like, chips. These are the things that my kids eat. Like, she doesn't understand how much that was like a load off of my shoulder. That was one less thing I had to think about. She just did it. So if you're going to say, I'm here if you need me, like another friend of mine's, throughout everything that was going on, childhood friend of mine, same thing, Diane, she called me one day, was like, what do you need? Just whatever it is, I'll do it. And I was just like, I need a case of soda. Got you. All right, anything else? Like, yes, at that moment, I still had to respond, but she was there waiting for me. It wasn't I'm going to say that because it sounds nice. She literally was waiting for me to answer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But if you're going to say stuff like that, be intentional.
Yeah, and everybody provide
different.
something different. Like, she might have been groceries. Like, somebody else might have been like, all right, like you said, you here to listen, just talk. Just listen. I don't have to put no input.
I had another friend who came over and just sat down. It was on her phone and was like, when you ready to talk, I'm not here.
That's type of vibe I low key be on, because it's like, once again, I don't like doing stuff unsolicited. Like, I don't want to force you into a deep conversation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, even when we pulled up and we were chilling, we were just having normal conversation. You know what I'm saying? Vibing. It's no pressure. You don't have to break down. You don't have to get emotional. Just something to help take your mind off it for a little bit.
Yeah, that's true.
And I appreciate that.
Like little stuff like that, because it's like, there's nothing that I can physically do that's gonna make you go from bad to good.
Exactly. And I've been wrong of doing this and saying this, and I've learned because a friend of mine's called me out on it, and now I'm learning to not say everything happens for a reason. Like, I don't want to hear that.
Yeah.
In the state I'm in, and when I'm in that situation, don't tell me everything happens for a
I'm not
reason.
gonna lie, that is one of the generic stuff.
Exactly.
That's a go-to.
You know, that's a go-to, I think, for us
Upset.
Christians. Yes, everything happens
I
for
say
a
it to
reason.
myself. I won't say that to somebody, especially if I know they grieving on something crazy.
Yeah, like,
But in my head,
it's sincere when you say it, though.
Yes, everything happens for a
You're not
reason.
going through it, but
Exactly.
Exactly. Yeah.
But I don't want to hear that.
like, even like right or wrong, it's not something I want to hear.
Exactly.
Because you're gonna tell me, what's the reason for me feeling this pain?
Exactly.
What about, like, God have a bigger plan? But that still sounds bad, though. Like, what's the bigger plan?
Exactly.
If you can't rebuttal it, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
What's the bigger plan?
And with my walk, with my situation, I lost my father at 14. I lost my mom at 22. I don't have any biological brothers and sisters. It's just me. But I've been able to process that pain over the years, have moved through. I have kids, I have a family. But now you're telling me that I have to tell my kids everything happens for a reason. I have to tell my kids, when you have kids, you don't want your kids to experience the same pain. Exactly.
Because parents are supposed to die before they can.
And that has always been a prayer of mine. Like, God, please don't let my kids experience this pain. And to see them having to experience what I experienced, and there's nothing I can do about it. A couple months ago, I took the kids somewhere to have fun. They was doing this kicking class. And we get there, I was like, guys, I have a surprise for you. And I was like, we're at a cooking class. And Nate looked at me. He said to me, I thought it was going to be Dad. Like, I thought you were going to surprise us and tell us Dad was here. That broke me. That broke my heart, because it's kind of like, I can't provide that.
Yeah.
I can't. They literally was like, I thought you was gonna tell us that Dad was here. I thought Dad was here, and that broke me. And I never wanted my kids to experience this, but here I am. But my walk with God is going.
Yeah.
I know God loves me. I know I don't understand it. I don't know why. I don't, but he's providing for me and my babies every day, and I'm just grateful for that.
Yeah, and that's where like the story of Job come in too. Like, 'cause it's like the same thing. Like he didn't understand why all that would happen to him, and like his friends were
trying to find a reason why.
yeah, you must have did something. It wasn't that. It wasn't that. Like they probably was saying, everything happened for a reason, like things like that. But it wasn't.
What's the reason?
Yeah,
I've been doing everything I was supposed to do.
Yeah.
And he did.
Yeah.
He was a blameless man.
But one thing I have to say that the Holy Spirit spoke to me this week, and my sister-in-law you were sitting there talking about what ifs, what ifs, what ifs, what ifs, what ifs, what ifs, and the Holy Spirit spoke to me as I rose. I'm God. I could have made this go any different way. Nothing you could have done. No, nothing. If I want something done, it's gonna happen. If you miss it. When you had your accident a couple years ago, you walked away with not even a cut.
Oh yeah, that's true.
And the facts, because there's nothing that you can do that can deter God's plan.
Yeah.
Even if you try to run, like when he got swallowed by the fish, he ended up exactly where God said you were supposed to be, and he went in the opposite direction.
Absolutely.
It's like you can't run from the plan, even if you don't like it. It gotta be done.
Yeah, because sometimes as humans we be thinking we can do. Like, we have so much power and things like that, and we try to take things into our own hand. But God, He's the only one that has the power. So, like you said, man, it's good that you still, living day by day. Because a lot of people go through that same thing. They go crazy.
They shut down.
They go out with like, what's the reason I'm serving God? I don't need to be serving God anymore. For
yeah. I haven't really been consistent with church. Not gonna lie. Wanted to say, you know what, I'm out of here a couple weeks ago. I'm tired of feeling this pain, this hurt, and then I would be, that's real. But when I look at my kids, and I'm like, you know what? No, I gotta fight. I got a reason to live. I gotta fight for them and be there for them. But spiritually, it's people's prayers and my loved ones' prayers, and sometimes all I can say is, God, help me.
And that's and that's enough. You know what I mean? Because even when we can't find the words, that's why it's so powerful that the God we serve, he don't just see the external, he don't just hear the words, he look at our heart, right? Our heart can be consistently praying for us, even when we sitting there not knowing what to say, how to say it. And another thing that I learned, through life, through certain experiences, sometimes God he's gonna give you enough strength just to make it through. Just to make it by. Like, not to be standing tall in that storm, but just to see the next day. And sometimes that's all you need.
And sometimes, like, years later, somebody probably go through that same situation, but they worse than you. Then you gonna remember, like, that's why.
I know, but I'm tired. Like, a friend of mine called me this week. He was like, bruh. Bruh. He was like, man, you done went through it.
Yeah,
like, damn. And I'm tired. Like, I literally was like, okay, God, I'm tired. Like, this right here.
Real. Sometimes you need people that gonna tell you that too, man.
And then I just bust out. Like, he was like, maestro, se me we. Like, as soon as I said that, I should kind of know who said that. Maestro, se me
I think.
And I was just like, yo. Like, I'm tired of being a sacrificial lamb. I'm tired of this. Like, Lord, I'm tired. And it's kind of like what you said earlier, Mark. Sometimes we all have our race. There's certain things in life I never had to go through. God has always made a way in certain areas of my life. I never knew what it was like to go to do this, or, I never knew what it's like to did that. Unfortunately, for whatever reason, this is, I know people who never lost anybody. Never lost someone close to them. Never.
Yeah, I see. I know a couple people like that too, and it's like, It's strange. I go back to anime. It's funny because Sasuke, he was pretty much going through a whole rant talking to his sensei, who's trying to console him because his whole clan got wiped out.
Mm-hmm.
He was the only one that survived. So he's snapping and he goes on a whole monologue. You don't know what it's like to lose someone. You don't know what it's like to have nobody left. Da, da, da. So he's going on that whole rant, and then his sensei say, "I lost everybody already. And I can still smile. So that's why they made me your teacher.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know what you've been through because I've been through the same thing. So now I'm the only one that can truly properly guide you to take you where you need to go." You know what I'm saying? And it sucks. Like we said earlier, it sucks. But we never know later on the line who needs to be impacted and how impactful that can be to the world and the kingdom.
And I agree. And I have come across a lot of people who I've been able to speak to, relate to, and let them know I've been there. You'll get through it. But just like I'm tired.
Yeah, facts.
This right here is I'm tired.
Let's put your stamina in something crazy.
What? Get somebody else to do it.
Facts. I have a question though.
Mm-hmm.
We touched on this a little bit in the past.
Mm-hmm.
Me and you specifically, but I just want to do it on camera.
Mm-hmm.
How y'all feel about DNA tests after the child?
Oh God!
How you feel about DNA tests after you have your child?
I think sometimes necessary, man. I think sometimes necessary. I feel like if it's your wife, sometimes be let. Damn.
No offense. He trying to give a political answer.
Let me tell you, that is the most disrespectful thing. If you are married to your wife, if it's your BM, if it's your baby mama, if it's somebody that you whoop the woo.
I mean, a wife with your BM with a ring in it.
No, what? Your disrespect. Okay, let me tell you. Listen.
Mm-hmm.
When people say it's just a ring, it's just a piece of paper, it's just a this, it's just a that, okay?
I'll chill.
Come on, like that's no, like I say, it holds so much weight and so much value
To some people.
No, and yes, we know that marriage is a business. I'm not even gonna lie, it is. It's a transactional business, okay? But when you decide to marry somebody and give that person your last name,
Yeah.
you decide to bear children with this person. Mm-hmm. I just feel like that's just the most that is your wife, or to ask your wife for a DNA test, that is the most what was the point of marrying her?
Yeah.
What was
y'all, you feel me? I remember when we asked this question before, you feel me? I've grown since then, you feel me? I have growth. I feel like
nothing serious.
I feel like it's disrespectful to ask your wife, though.
Absolutely it is. If it's somebody that you just messing with, okay. If it's somebody that because think about this. You asked this person to be your wife. You married this person. You with the intention of for better or for worse. That thing ain't no joke. That better or for worse is no joke.
Yeah.
That better for worse, like literally something happens to me, I'm depending on you to take care of my seed, to take care of what you need to, you know what I mean, to make sure that my contributions to the world, my children go off and be successful, and you have the nerve to ask me for a DNA test? Like, come on, come on.
It's on you to choose who's you choosing. If you know
Absolutely.
If you knew you choose.
I'm not gonna sit here and take that from you, brother.
I'm saying if you choose a
I hear you. You don't know. You never know. I'm not gonna sit here and take that from you, brother. But one thing I think,
trust issue.
I
It's
hear you.
giving trust issue.
Whatever you want, whatever role you try to play on
Not you
camera,
having trust issue.
hey, whatever role you want to play on camera, brother, I know the truth. You know what I mean? I know the truth. No. Let me land.
Shout out to Groove.
But one thing I can say after our last conversation on this matter, well, our last, not our other last, but our last conversation on this matter, you made some valuable points that stuck with me. You know what I mean? Sometimes you gotta play the politics, right?
I see it all the time.
And that's true facts. Because I can't see once you take out the logic, because women aren't driven by logic. Once you take out the logic, I see how disrespectful that is. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Would you be okay for your son-in-law to tell your daughter that she wants to have a DNA test? How would you feel about that?
thought
Or your sister? Or your cousin?
She might be. But
Wait, how many kids though? Are you doing on the first one? Say I have 4 kids. You asking her for all 4 kids to get DNA every time?
Oh no, I told you we gotta play politics. I ain't asking you.
No, I'm saying every time. You asking for it?
Bro, I know a case where the first 2 was it and the last 2 was it, but the 3 in the middle wasn't. That's crazy.
That's was married.
But my thought is, but just because that's their situation don't mean that that's gonna be your situation. You know what I mean?
I pray against
Absolutely.
I ain't off the pick.
You know, because
I ain't pick her.
Yeah, okay, selection, absolutely.
No, I pray one thing every time. You know what I'm saying? Because my thing is, it's all about legacy for me. You know what I mean? So I want my seed and my my DNA to flourish and go further. But like I said, after we had that talk, you broke it down. Because every conversation I had with other people, they were telling me nonsense about feelings. I don't care about none of that. I'm not gonna sit here and hold you. If you're talking about feelings, I don't care about none of that. But the politics makes sense though.
No, absolutely. And that thing, okay. And also, if you marry a woman and she becomes pregnant by you, and she have a child, and you want her to get a DNA test, you picked her, so that also says something about you.
Oh, I'm bad at picking.
Yeah,
I said that was I'm bad at picking.
It's just like what that say about you, the kind of caliber of woman that you select.
Pretty face be tricking me, man. Pretty face, nice waist tricking me every time, brother. Every time. Look, it's so bad.
Say he picked the harlots.
It's so. Nah, relax. I ain't say that. But you gotta understand, because you gotta understand. At the same token, it's not even about choice, because it's not past nobody. A perfect storm can make a strong person fall. That's just facts. Ain't nobody impervious to not sin. That's a sin. Ain't nobody impervious to that. So to have that logic to say, oh, it'll never happen to me.
But I'm saying like that means she'll fall in a lot of places too. First, you feel me?
Not necessarily.
You said like a perfect storm, right?
Mm-hmm.
First, you felt that, you feel me, engaging with the dude. Second, she even let Cup put a rubber on.
But why does it fall on her? But why does it fall on her only? Why are you putting on her? Everyone's responsible for their own sexual health. You don't know what she had. You don't know what's going on with her. No. You just said.
This is wild, bro.
No, okay, we're talking about a
Like,
BM.
wife.
Oh, okay.
My wife.
Perfect storm.
I need that.
If you my BM, I'm not asking you nothing. That's just getting done.
Okay. I respect that. Okay, I respect
I'm not
that.
asking you nothing, bitch. You not gotta put no shit on me. I'll be at the baby shower, maybe.
That's not okay. Don't do that.
I'm chilling.
But your wife, though, that is
No,
not
wife
to
takes money,
disrespect.
yes.
Like,
It might be, bro.
it's like, think about it. Like, I'm good enough for you to put a ring, buy a ring, put a ring on my finger. We had this whole big marriage, but then again, I'm not good enough for you to trust that this is our child that we made out of love. Like, what's like that? It's a trust issues on you.
No. Because now we got to step back a little bit, because all that you said has no correlation to somebody making a poor decision.
Oh yeah. Okay, I see what you mean. Absolutely.
Because it's been situations where I've seen somebody fold once and they never folded again.
Bro, they gonna fold again, bro. You probably ain't see it. They gonna fold again.
Okay, so you're talking about people who see red flags and like kind of
Not even that.
She was married
Yep.
and she had sex with somebody else
Yep.
outside her marriage.
Mm-hmm. And she never seen Brad again.
What's her name?
Funny. Like she on a little trippy trip. Oh, bro, just you know what I'm saying, bro.
So she ain't take no more trips. No more trips.
I just speak
Every
on
trip is like that, bro.
I just speak on what I know, brother. But I heard you. Boom, going on a little girls trip, woody woo.
Every trip is
Some
like that.
foreign dude she ain't never gonna see again. Greased. She never seen Brad again. Jit might be his.
That's crazy. Go. Speaking of that, man, I got a question too. I know I asked this question a while back. So you have a daughter, right?
Mm-hmm.
If somebody, cause I always say like when I have my daughter, if a guy's dating her within 1 year, they're not talking about marriage for her to dip.
That's still crazy to me, brother.
Cause I know as dudes, we know if somebody gonna be our wife, bro. You don't gotta spend her time. Nah, ain't no factors, bro.
If I'm there in high school, when I get out of high school, you want me to marry her out of high school?
Okay,
No, I'm talking about fresh out of high school.
I don't like. Okay, fresh out of high school, I don't
I
believe.
need time, probably out of high school.
Like if I got my degree,
I said niggas that be spending 5+ years dating a woman. Like you know you don't want to marry her for it.
No, absolutely.
I feel like you know you
first year. Within the first year, you already want to marry that person.
Talk about marriage.
Absolutely. Like, okay,
if I'm being real,
marriage at least.
Okay, for me, for example, Adriana, Adriana knows Daddy and I you're not having a boyfriend. Like we're not doing that. I don't even believe in high schoolers dating. I don't believe in that.
They're gonna do it regardless.
They're gonna do it regardless. That I know. My daughter, if she's dating someone, I feel like after a year, you should know if you what is the intentions with what's your intentions with my daughter.
Yeah.
After a year, you should know that if that's the person that you want to spend the rest of your life with. I am not gonna be boo boo the fool for my daughter and let her be boo boo the fool and let her be in a relationship with 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, 8 years and hasn't gone anywhere. I'm sorry. Even a friend of mine's, I'm not even gonna let that happen.
Plus, cause like women, they prime like not speaking in general, but they dating prime in their 20s. That's their best years and stuff like that, right? So for you to let like a dude waste that
Absolutely.
time is kind of like dang.
Absolutely. Nana said that to me one time. We were talking about like about the kids and what if Nate has a BM, Adriana has a BM, and he had to put to me in this perspective. He was like, Rose, Adriana has more to lose than Nate.
Facts.
Yeah, they got
because she got to carry it.
Exactly.
Because most dudes prime start like
later.
Plus
later. So if we being real to your question, once a nigga approaching his prime, I agree with you 1,000%.
Not what you mean.
So like right now, me, I'm approaching my prime, right? If I engage with a woman, and I don't mean just like dating. I'm talking about like I see you, I want to take you serious.
Yeah.
I'm not dating you for 3 years, baby.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But that's what I'm saying. That's why I say it's circumstance. But 22, 20, I can't do nothing for you yet.
No, I feel like at that, okay, if you are the same age, if you're both 21, 22, and you're fresh out of college, okay, I agree. You're not even legal to rent out a car.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
2 years, bro.
I think 2 to 3 years at that age.
Yeah.
You're fresh out of college, you're still trying to figure out who you are. I didn't really understand and begin to love the skin that I was in and accept and embrace who I was. I want to say that didn't happen until I was like 24, 25. You know what I mean?
That's like when most women do.
Exactly. And I feel like sometimes now that I look back, I'm like, dang, I got married early. Because I think we got married around like when I was 25.
Bro?
Yeah.
Man.
And so I feel like that was
older. Y'all Nah, y'all feel much older.
Yeah, 26. It is 26. I got married at 26. Okay, and me and him started dating at 24.
Y'all see what notice?
Yeah.
If you said y'all look older.
Exactly.
That's hilarious.
You was a chick back then. That's why I was a chick back then.
Like when you a freshman. You know freshman seniors look like. And when you a senior, like
that was just a
I always feel like I'm that. But
I think that, and I was beginning to get into my prime again, and damn, we got together, got locked in, But I feel like when you become late, like in late 20s, early 30s, it shouldn't take no 5 years. And at the same time, but however, if 21, 22, I have a child with you, I'm not waiting for us to figure out 5 more years if you still want to wife me.
That's real.
So please God forbid if Adriana get pregnant at 19, 20, she's not waiting
5 years.
5 years for him to wife her. Because if my daughter was good enough for you to lay down and have a child with, she's gonna be good enough for you to be wife her and make an honest woman at her. Period.
Right. Because like I said, right now, let's say if I see a dom that that meet a lot of the criteria. I'm not looking for somebody that hit all of them because biblically it say you ain't gonna find a complete project. But somebody that hit most of the criteria. I'm gonna tell you.
So women are projects to you.
If you want to flip it like that, bro.
Men are projects too.
Yeah, he tried to make it smooth. He want a hot take so bad. He want a hot take so bad.
But coming for his own.
But I'm gonna let it be known. I'm like, do you see yourself being married in the next 2 years? If your answer is no, you're not gonna be my girlfriend.
See, but you're at that age though.
Exactly.
You're at that age.
Exactly.
But going back to that, you know how you always said like you ain't date you know the people that be like dating for a purpose, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like that's dating with a purpose?
No.
Like you're looking for a wife.
No, because before that come up, I'm not saying, okay, let me go on this date and I need to find this wife. I'm not pressed about it, baby. I'm going into my prime. You hear that? Like, so there's no time clicking for me.
Yeah.
You see
Well,
what I'm saying?
unfortunately, where it's not like that for women.
Exactly.
At 30 years old, for a woman's not married, it's kind of like, damn, you 30 with no husband yet?
Yeah,
Like, what's
exactly.
going on?
Like, I'm going into my prime because this is where I'm starting to get established for real. Like, like under my feet is a strong foundation. So I'm not going out with you. Oh, I need to find a wife. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying if we kicking it and vibing, and I'm like, hey, I could see you being my wife. Dang, I could see you raising my kids. All right, now I'm gonna take you more serious. Now, when I'm taking you more serious, if I feel like I'm getting to the point where I just want to lock it down, like, ooh, you my girl, I'm gonna bring that up. I'm like, do you see yourself being married within the next 2 years?
Let me ask you, do you think love should be one of the last reasons people marry?
It shouldn't be the first.
Why you say that?
It's not strong enough to sustain you past the first couple of years.
Okay.
You're only making it past 2 years with just love.
Gene, you feel
Yeah,
the same
me
way?
too. I don't think it should be the only thing.
It shouldn't be first.
Yeah, because you have to have everything else settled. I think finance should be one, and then love, and then everything else.
I would say financially, I would say faith. You have to make sure you and that
Yeah, you
person are
have to have
connected.
the same.
Yes.
He's switching his ass. Faith after love.
Financially, faith, and then I think, the love. I
That's
think,
compatibility.
yes, absolutely. But opposites do attract.
But you can be opposite attract and still be compatible.
Oh yeah,
You know?
yeah.
Because you can love somebody but not like them. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh, you can love somebody that just not, and that's not the person for you. Yeah, I
can't
agree.
be with them, you know
But
what
that
I'm
person's it's a toxic relationship.
and that's why it goes back to what I said. Like, I'm gonna be out here talking Woody Woo, but I'm not. My sole purpose to go out with you is not. I need a wife. I'm not fainting.
But how long is that? How long do you think it takes you to realize that?
It ain't no time frame.
What do you mean there's no time frame?
The reason I say that, it can be perceived as a good thing or a bad thing. You know what I'm saying? And the reason I say that is because, boom, if we vibing, and boom, I'm already telling my dog about you. I'm not gonna tell you that, you know what I mean? But I'm already telling my dog about you. Oh yeah, baby, you. Oh, let's see where this goes. You know what I'm saying? Because you hit the qualities to be my wife. You know what I mean? And not just my wife. You hit the qualities to be the mother of my children. Like, I can see you, because those are two separate things that people try to come together. Because you can be a good wife, but I can't see you raising my kids. Or I
think so?
Yeah, for sure. Or I can see you. Well,
No, I feel like those go hand in hand.
Yeah, I feel like it goes in hand.
It goes hand in hand.
No, because being a good wife and being a good mother are two separate roles, or two separate identities.
Women are naturally nurturers.
Not all.
That's true though.
Not
So you can see somebody taking care of you, because eventually when you get married, of course the woman takes the role of making sure the household is good, making sure I feed my man, making sure he's good. So you can see her doing that for you, but she can't do that for your offspring.
Yeah,
No,
you
so when I say a good wife, meaning like
Sex?
no, but no. Like, in the sense of like our compatibility level, we vibe together.
So if you have kids, then what's like? How's that gonna change?
Some don't like right. You understand? Everything I speak of is from what I've had conversation with. Some women,
But
don't,
not with everybody.
They're not nurturing. They're not nurturing.
So then, but she had to have some type of nurturing aspect for that man to fall for her.
So you don't
Because you know how like
nurturing,
say
nurturing
men
women.
men tend to look for women who have same attributes as their mothers.
Yeah.
Remember, the girls tend to marry men who have same attributes as their fathers. So if you marry a woman, it's something about her that kind of reminds you of your mom. So she has to have some type of nurturing, something in her
Yeah,
that
she's
says,
not
you know what?
nurturing that. How she's treating you.
Exactly. Exactly.
She's like, hey baby.
But what if you didn't come from a house that was 1,000% nurturing, but you were provided for?
So how's she treating you then? If she, like a wife, just like your conversation is good.
No, so like a wife. So boom.
Mark, those two go hand in hand.
I'm
I'm sorry.
Yeah, me too.
Those two go hand in hand.
I think
You're not gonna marry a woman who's a. You're You're not gonna marry a woman who's a hard ass. You're not gonna marry a woman who doesn't know how to show you affection. You're not gonna marry a woman when you're having a hard day that can, like in case you're saying, passe mena, tell you, honey, it's gonna be okay. You got this. You're not gonna marry a woman who's not going to push you to be the better person. You know what I mean? Those are all things that comes with being a nurture. That becomes with being a nurture.
And from your logic, so you gotta find. So for you to marry, you have to find somebody that have both.
Yes.
On your logic.
Yeah. On my logic, yeah, both.
That's gonna be hard, cause
it's not.
I'm saying like it's not. To me, it goes hand in hand, dude.
But
I don't see the difference.
Because I can make the distinction to myself, it's easier for me to weed out who I can take serious and who I can't.
Shout out to my nigga Gucci.
Yeah. Show.
Shout out to my Gucci, man.
Speaking of a matter of marriage, how important is it for you, for your wife to take your last name?
Very important, man. If she ain't taking my last name, she not my wife.
What?
If she not taking my last name, she not my wife, bro.
I agree with that sentiment.
My last name is Martin. Okay.
She not taking my last name, she not my wife, bro.
And I'm legally married, and I get all the benefits of being the wife. Okay.
I don't
and
agree with that, bro.
Well, my husband was never pressured. He never pressured me. He was like, if you want to do it, you want to do it. If you don't, you want to do it. As long as my kids have my last name. And ironically, I used to always say, when we get to 10 years, I'll do it. That was last year, and I didn't do it. And I was kind of like, to driver's license, and again, I have to go through all of that to be your wife. And if you not have the nerve to not want to get a DNA test, I just went back to that. Hell no. I have to change my driver's license, my passport, my social security.
I gotta have my last name. Cause we supposed to be one, man. What you doing with your last name?
I love my last name. I absolutely love my last name. And I think for me too, because I'm my dad and my mom's only child, I wanted to still have that to be connected to my parents and my dad. You know what I mean?
I feel you.
I wish
baby.
I wish
I ain't taking my last name or not. Hey, I'm taking my last name, but
you should be emasculated by that. You should not be feeling emasculated.
You ain't hyphenated.
It's not even about
Some men, I feel like
at least
they're
hyphenated.
It's legacy. I'm big on legacy.
Your child can have your legacy. I'm not your legacy. Your wife is not your legacy.
You ain't even hyphenated.
And they're gonna have your last name.
Right to the hyphenate. Hyphenated.
I'm telling my kids to adopt.
That is too long. That is too long. That is too long.
That's gonna be conversation.
Okay, so
What you doing?
let me ask you. So you expect your wife to keep your last name or get to take your last name. What other expectations you have as for a wife when you get married? What other expectations?
You wanna go first?
No, go ahead.
I got to think.
What you got to
I got to
think?
think.
I mean, you don't got to think that hard. A wife and a
Yes.
so just say those kind of things. You
I
need your wife to cook 5 times a day, 5 times a week.
That's not realistic nowadays. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
That's what we're gonna say.
That is not realistic. I don't know how my mom did it. I don't know how my mom did it. Cooking, and my mom used to cook every day because my dad did not eat leftovers or manger dormi. I don't know how that lady do it.
Like the Bible says, there's nothing new under the sun, man. So you can do it.
Man, excuse me. The jobs that we have now, and I feel like being in a career woman, the jobs that we hold now, I don't think we're as stressful as it was 20-something years ago.
My wife ain't gonna work like that. So first thing, her faith gotta be strong. Another thing, one thing I'm big on, I ain't changing diapers, bro.
What?
I'm not changing no diapers.
Let me tell you, okay, I just had a conversation. Me and my girls was just having a conversation like that. I feel like that is a Caribbean thing.
I'm not changing no diapers.
So you just said that you don't want her to work too hard, right?
Yes.
Okay, fine. So you might as well make her a stay-home mom. If you're one of the
she could pursue like what she really want to pursue.
But nowadays, a lot of households can't make it on just one income. If I'm working and I'm contributing to the household financially, you should be able to contribute to the household things too. Cooking, changing the diapers, washing dishes, laundry.
But think about not working. If she's not working like that.
So you tell me right now that you would be able to take care of all the bills.
If I'm not married yet, though. If I'm not married right now,
take care of all the bills. Make sure your wife get her hair done, her nails done. Bills are all paid all by yourself.
Facts. And we're gonna have like cleaning people that come, you feel me?
Cleaning people that come. So she's not gonna
might even get a chef. Might even get a chef.
So she don't gotta cook. So she
don't
gotta cook.
Might even get a chef.
Yeah. Then she gotta cook, man. All she gotta do is show up.
In this day and age, when you
just gotta show up.
Enjoy.
All she gotta do is
I ain't taking no diapers though. No diapers. I ain't changing no diapers. Bro. I ain't changing no diapers.
That is unrealistic and that is not fair. Gene, that is not fair. I've heard people say that.
Never watching the kids by themselves.
That is not.
Confidence. That's just for the poopy.
Hey, why don't come home? Yeah, bro, poop like 4 hours ago.
That is not okay. Gene, that is not okay.
Hey, what you doing right now? Yeah, he just pooped. You got to come over.
Gene, that is not
I
okay.
don't want to change diapers, bro. Go ahead. You gotta answer the question.
Okay, if it's a little girl, I can understand where guys feel like, oh, okay, I'm not really too comfortable with that. But if I'm away on a trip, if I'm away at a wedding, I'm away at this and that or whatever, I'm sick or whatever the case may be, you gotta do it, Gene. I'm sorry.
Speaking of that, like,
Why is it so hard for Caribbean men to do stuff like that? I'm sorry. Is it a black man thing or a Caribbean thing?
Do you think
Because I think girls not like that.
do you think it's weird that if you have, say you have your daughter, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think it's weird to leave him alone with your husband? Do you think that's weird? It seems like someone be thinking that it's weird.
I struggled with that in the beginning of leaving Adriana with Nene because that's my daughter. You know what I mean? And then I had to realize that he had a hard time with the diapers with her. And I had to realize, like, okay, if he's not okay with that, I have to respect it. One time, I would never forget, she was like 3 months old. 2 months, a month or something like that. I went to go get her some food, came back. My baby had poop all the way up to her back. Yeah. And he just put a blanket, and a towel, and he just stood there, just held her like this. And I was just like, I went off. Because I was like, you let my baby sit here with doo-doo all the way back to her, up to her back? Like, come on, like, really? Yeah. I was so hurt, and she was just sitting there, like, just looking at me, and I had to realize, okay, that's a little girl. He doesn't feel comfortable, and I had to. But my hairdresser at the time, was like, listen, if he does not feel comfortable, respect his boundaries. And I had to say, okay, you know what? And I took most of that. But at the same time, if I'm gonna take ownership of this and do it, I need help with the bottles. I need help with the laundry. And when Nate came around, I didn't want to hear nothing. I don't want to hear nothing.
Like, if your wife feel like that. I feel like that's weird though, because that's my kid too.
I think it's strange, but at the same time, it might be rooted to like even past experiences,
Absolutely.
not even directly or indirectly.
For mine, sorry to cut you off, it's indirectly because my background is social work. So
you hear a lot of stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah. So that it's not saying that I agree with the logic, but I see where it stemmed from.
Right. How would you feel if your wife was like, "Hey, I don't feel comfortable"?
I mean, we'll just have to have a conversation.
Absolutely.
I'm not gonna come at her or fault her for that. Even if it make me feel some type of way, because that is my child at the same time. But but by understanding where that it's rooted from, then we can come to a position where we both feel comfortable.
Absolutely. I think in a marriage.
Question, though.
Huh?
Go ahead. What you said?
I think in a marriage, everything could be maybe not resolved 100%, but they can be a common ground as long as you have communication. You don't want exactly. You just can't assume.
Back to my point, I'm not changing diapers, bro. We gotta go have a common ground.
If it's a girl and you want to have that common ground, okay. But you mean to tell me y'all have 5 boys and you're not? What's the reason? So help me understand. What's the reason?
Diapers, bro.
Why?
I just don't feel like I should change diapers.
You don't feel like you should. You heard what he said? I don't feel like I should. Like, but so she should.
I'm not changing diapers.
You don't feel like you should.
That's gonna be
because it don't fit the masculine role that you were presenting.
And that's a Haitian thing.
Try to throw that in there.
So you think?
I feel like, oh no, man.
It's not masculine enough for you.
Yeah.
But wait, don't you have a dog? Don't you have to clean up after your dog?
So you like picking up poop from my dog.
So you clean up after your dog, but not your child.
But
She can't even get it out.
If that's me and my dog, bro, my dog be pooping everywhere. I don't even pick it up. I just leave it in the street.
That is disgusting.
You ain't even answer the question, bro, with the wife question, man.
No, realistically, I just need somebody that's really gonna support me in all my endeavors. See which roles that can help benefit us the most, and play it efficiently. You know what I mean? Because once I lock you down, and I'm willing to take the bulk of the responsibilities to make sure we good. As I'm making sure we good, I need you to hold it down and make sure I'm good. You know what I mean?
So you need like supporting cat.
So when you say holding her down, you just talking about only financially?
No, in all aspects. To me personally, I don't believe by sticking to gender roles and responsibilities, people get burnt out, right? There's a term that I like, and Dave Chappelle spoke on it in one of his stand-ups, that a pimp back in the day used to go by iceberg slip, and it's called whole miles, right? And you can apply that to any aspect. I don't believe in a whole gender role. I believe in doing what works for your household.
Absolutely.
Right? So because I've seen it, and when I watch people, it's a term called whole miles. That's what the pimp used, right? So it's pretty much how much tricks somebody can do before going crazy, right? And you can apply that to real life in any aspect. Like if that's why certain jobs you work 12 hours, 3 days on and then 4 days off, because you're gonna go past your whole mouth and then you're gonna be burnt out quicker. So because I want to have 7 kids, so if I want to have that longevity with me and my wife, I can't make her take the blunt of everything, right?
So let me ask you this: how did you get to? Okay, besides use the analogy that you use, how did you become conscious of that? Because I feel like a lot of Caribbean men are not conscious of that.
I be seeing my OG.
So you have your bias, bro?
No, it is.
Why you gotta be?
It is a Caribbean thing. It is. It absolutely is. It absolutely is. I don't want to say black men in all general. I can't.
Like what you mean, like they?
Like Caribbean men don't believe in gender roles. They have a hard time believing. I'm just supposed to go home, and get the bacon. That's it. I don't need to cook it. I don't need to clean it. That's all I do. Just go to work and provide and pay the bills, and that's it. And as a wife, as a woman, that you get burnt out.
Quick.
You want me to clean, cook, make sure homework is done, make sure the kids are nice, clean, well, and then I got to turn tricks at night? I'm tired. I'm tired.
So.
And then you want me to look a certain way too.
Facts.
Facts. And I'm gonna get on women about that too, because I feel like a women, when you are married, you have to keep yourself up. And I've been taught that.
1,000%.
Gotta keep yourself up.
1,000%.
Got to. But that's a lot of things that I have to do, and I don't get no help.
I feel like when you think about it like that, it makes it harder. You gotta think about it like one step at a time. You feel me?
No, shut the hell up, bro.
I do this. You feel me?
All you got.
Help it.
That's philosophy. I can't change somebody's philosophy. But the way my philosophy was developed is one, pretty much watching my parents, right? Not good or bad, and just as I grow up, more things I started to understand, right? So in the sense of, I started peeping that I would know my friends' mothers, but I wouldn't know their fathers. Why is that? Because they're working so hard to provide, and it made me, because like one of my main dogs, I didn't think his father lived in his household until we were older. Because every time I'm there, I only see his mom, and then I go home. And he thought the same about me. Why? Because old Bill's working till like 10 a.m., 11 a.m. You know what I mean? So
like, them boys used to work. At taxi, I used to be scared. Like every time I'm riding with my dad, I used to look to the left. I swear to man, eyes was closed. Like sometimes I'd be like, yo, I'd be trying to make noise, not to do it on purpose, like to scare him. I'd be trying to make noise just to wake him up.
Yeah.
And I seen that with a lot of taxi drivers too.
Yeah.
They used to do it so much. Like they be falling asleep.
They work 12 hours every day, right? And old boys don't get no credit. So I seen that, right? So by seeing that, it's like, okay, I want to be the father where I know my kids' friends. You know what I'm saying? I say right now,
Or their teachers.
Yeah, like all that to my, because they always make that joke where the dad take the kid to the hospital. So what's he allergic to? What you allergic to? When your birthday.
But it's true.
And I don't want to be, because I like this go out to my future wife. It's gonna be a competition who they love more, because I'm going to be present.
And I love that for her. I absolutely love that for her. And I feel like with a woman, me and my husband have this debate all the time. Years ago, I saw something on The Real or some talk show, and it said that women find men more attractive when they're helping around in the house, when they're helping cooking, getting the kids settled in. You coming out the bathroom glistening and you flexing your muscles is not sexy to me. That is not sexy. Helping me around the house, being conscious, like, baby, let me rub your feet, let me get your dinner, you cook dinner, let me wash the dishes, is those things that make a difference in the household. And I agree. Same thing with, it's the first day of school. What school you go to? Who's your teacher?
Yeah.
Who's this? Who's that?
Don't
Like, don't know anything.
All that. And then on the other half, Like I come home, I see my mom do, and I can see her burnt out. Like I see it, and then she's still.
You didn't see that too?
She's still cooking.
I did.
She's still cooking. She's still cleaning. And then
What you trying to
the,
say,
to the
man?
point where I have to be like, Mom, go lay down. I got you.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So like, you can do that for so long. Granted, I already know I can't put my future wife to the same standard as my mother, because my mom is a superhero. And because she grinded. But on the same token, my dad was helping where he thought he was supposed to. You know what I mean? Especially like coming from, because he's working 12 hours every day. So my mom could work less hours. But that comes with doing all that. So where I'm gonna be at when I got my wife, we're gonna be in a position where we edify each other. Just like I said earlier. Like he said, also you want to support a cat. I need you to support me in the provisions, and I'm gonna support you in the household. So I'm gonna be the background singer in the household. So you cook, I'll do the dishes.
That's what.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And this is why a lot of men have issues with strong women, because they see that strong women are used to doing everything by themselves. So they come in saying, oh, I can just vibe.
Yeah.
No, you got to come in and take something off the plate. Take something off the top shelf. Because if you don't, now it's like you're just taking up space.
No, absolutely. And I think sometimes men get complacent. Just like you said, I see you doing it, so I'm not trying to.
I'm not going to help you.
Exactly.
So you got it.
Exactly.
But they don't want to have it.
Exactly. You know what I mean? Or I've had my husband say to me, but I did it, but you didn't like the way that I did it, though.
Facts, man. Y'all gotta
But
reinsure
still,
that
but
part too.
you gotta see, you gotta watch how she like it.
Thank you.
I gotta reinsure in that part too.
No, and I have.
Because
Yes.
my mom would do that. Like, she'll tell you to do something. If you don't do it like right away, she'll do it.
Oh, yes.
Or sometimes if you do it, she'll redo it again. It's like, come on.
But Mark said something that was okay. You may not be perfect on how I do it, but at least try to get it as close as you can. If I ask you, babe, take out the trash is on the floor. I'll do it. I will. I'll walk by,
Every day, yeah.
and you on the phone.
But all I'm saying though, sometimes reinsurance going. Oh, you did it. I'm saying.
It's like
There's a way to do it in there. Because sometimes
it's a way to do it. The trash is on the floor.
sometimes you gotta do reinsurance.
I don't care. The trash is on the floor.
The first time you're gonna get reinsurance, but the second time,
That's what I'm saying.
It's like,
Sometimes be like,
But here's the thing that bothers me though.
you took out the trash, but you can clean it around.
Because at that point I'm fed up. At that point I'm fed up. But here's the thing. When somebody comes to the house and the house is a mess and the house is dirty, they're not gonna call you a solid. They're gonna call the woman a solid.
I'm saying this time,
No.
took out the trash. Next time, can you just please feel me clean around it like that? On the first go, you already yelling.
No, I'm pretty sure.
but most people not hitting you on the first go like that.
They are though. I'm saying I could have done myself.
I'm pretty sure she's asked nice so many times, and it got to a point where it's just like when she snapped, it's because last week I asked you did the same thing, and it took 4 hours for you to take the trash out. It took you 4 hours to take the trash out.
In general, some women they'll just snap off the rip.
I think because no. I don't. Yes, okay, yes, you may have some exceptions to the rule, but I'm pretty sure that has gotten to the point where I've said it so many times, and it's like now I'm tired of being nice because when I say it nicely, you don't do it. So now let me be a bitch about it, so you can get up and do it.
Yeah, I feel.
You know what I mean?
I feel like you do it sometimes.
And shout out to my OG, because I had to learn it. Because like, I'm gonna get to it. And then I hear it being done, and I get on my line. Stop, my fault. Cause you know, but I legit though, like the mindset is like, yeah, I'm gonna get to like, there's no like, especially if it's late night, like if it's 9, ain't nobody else coming here. I'm gonna do it before I go to sleep. But it's like,
Nah, she already did.
But she want it done before she go to sleep.
Absolutely.
So she can sleep peaceful. But
Know that my kitchen is good. Know that I don't have roaches. Know that.
That's right. But you understand, that's what I'm saying. Like I ain't get that at first. You know what I'm saying? But like that I slowly try to realize that, and then you start to realize those small little auxiliary tasks that you're doing, they go, oh my gosh, thank you so, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's gonna be.
That's me, bro. You look
really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
And then you realize now it frees her to do extra stuff.
You sure?
You said no what?
Man, I free her to do extra stuff.
It sure
If
does.
she ain't gotta worry about certain stuff, you know what
It
I'm saying?
sure does. And I just
My wife ain't gonna have to
unfortunately.
work as hard. You feel me?
What'd you say?
I said my wife ain't gonna have to work
You
as.
say you gonna have somebody to take you all that. You gonna have to be straight.
Gene,
Be straight.
Gene, whatever. Whatever. Gene, you delusional. Okay? You are delusional.
I'll be that. I'll be.
You are delusional. But I agree that little things like that make a difference. Little things like that make a difference, and we pick up on it and we recognize. And yes, I've heard, black men say that black women are too aggressive, and black women are too, we come at them too whatever, and we don't know how to talk to a black man. And
I don't want to sound like a pick me nigga, you know what I mean? But I mean the term, the term it sounds goofy, but there's some validity to it. Like you gotta activate the softness in them low key. You know what I mean? Because if you
Could have been a pick me this whole.
if you because your presence alone need to make them feel comfortable enough where they could. I don't have to micromanage. I don't have to be hands on because you doing what you got to do when you got to do it. You know what I mean? But if you usually don't, in their head, if I don't keep my eyes on this, it's gonna go to hell.
Who is this Mr. Third Strike? We'll figure out next time.
I'm telling you,
I'm just saying.
no one has had to battle him. I don't know, Gene.
It's real though.
I want to see younger. Like, I don't understand.
Mr. Third Strike, crazy out here.
I'm just being real though.
No faking.
Y'all know once I pick a hill, I'm gonna stand on it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not tracing it, not changing. You know what I mean?
No fake.
Because, like I said, we playing the politics. That don't mean that be that off the table. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you. I'm gonna know that's my gym for sure. But on the other hand,
All right, so he do all that, right? But he still want a DNA test.
I'm not. No. It's rude to ask for that, fam.
It is
I'm
absolutely
saying,
no.
But he's still.
Gene, please. Okay, there's nothing you can say. I don't care if you cook a 4-course meal every day. That's still disrespectful. Yes, that is still disrespectful.
But I do believe that a paternity test in general, fraternity, whatever you want to call it, in general, should be automatic. Cause not just like even if we go outside.
I heard some states there is. I heard some states as soon as you have one, it should be automatic.
And the reason I say that because
I feel like eliminate things.
yeah, because outside of me getting a guarantee, sometimes people be baby switching in that bit.
Oh yeah. People be baby.
Well, no, that's like listen. It hasn't been like that for years.
That'd be happening.
The moment, years. Okay, the moment that you have a child,
That could be the
they
reason why
get like the same. They get a band around their ankle, and you get a band, and every time they come in babies and they switch.
We're trying to find excuse to make it sound.
Yeah, I know. No, okay.
I think they switched our baby.
No. It's not like no. Everybody, mommy and baby do get a badge and they scan it. But no, absolutely. There's no
for sure.
what.
So mommy left her kid for sure.
Facts. Because it came
Yes, and you'll know it's your
I'm trying to a good guess.
If it was the other way around, that joint would have changed quick, bro.
That's legit in theory.
Play.
Okay, yes, I understand. What is it? Mommy's babies, daddy's maybes. I get it.
I'm not saying that. That's your son in theory, yo. What you mean in theory? I mean, I assume it is. But let me stop. Hey, man. This was the last episode of the year.
You feel me? The longest episode.
This is the longest episode. We know we had to bring a special guest, one who's well educated and one who can hold a great conversation. A lot of gems was dropped, a lot of entertainment.
Shut up.
Just to show the diversity, you feel me? We seen the political side in the first half, you know what I'm saying? And then we had to switch it up, showing she diverse. Just keep liking, commenting, sharing.
Third Strike changed on us.
Stop playing, man. I keep it real. Hey, come on, I keep it real. Man, we not gonna agree on everything, brother. There's no faking it. I'm not faking.
Share the videos.
Gee, you need help. You need therapy. Like, for real.
So shout out, bro. We're definitely gonna come back next year, even stronger. More platforms. We're gonna, you know what I'm saying. We got a lot in store for y'all. More guests.
We gonna be like guests on other podcasts.
Yeah, we gonna be jumping on other podcasts.
All this is for entertainment purposes.
Yeah,
Have
build
you
the
guys
community.
thought about doing like a panel? Like a women and men's panel? Or,
Probably we could make it later, like we collab with other people and making a whole event.
Yeah.
No, definitely. We got a lot in store next year, 2024. We probably gonna go on a 1 month, a month and a half hiatus. How long?
That's too long, bro. Probably like 2 weeks.
We already be doing 2 weeks.
Probably like 2 weeks, man.
Maybe we're gonna see how it
it's
goes.
gonna have a month now.
We back.
We gonna see how it goes. But yeah, we're gonna be back stronger.
15.
And just keep racking it up, liking it up. We're gonna be dropping clips throughout the quote unquote hiatus. And no faking, man.
No faking, man.
Season
Yeah,
one.
man. Peace be with you.
Happy New Year.